Hello guys, welcome to Top Anime Sensei. This video is the continuation video after Demon Lord Rimuru plan. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. On the first day alone, 350,000 people entered the Labyrinth. On the second day, 150,000 people were sent in. On the third day, only 30,000 people were sent in. The number of Imperial soldiers remaining on the ground was reduced to 170,000. Wouldn't it be wiser to conserve our forces here? It's tempting to play into the enemy's hands, but it would be a bad idea to reduce our forces any further. We've also sent supply troops into the Labyrinth, so the limit of the general's activities has been extended. Shouldn't we wait at least 20 days to observe the situation? You're being negative. But we still haven't been able to contact Lieutenant General Gaster or Major General Farage. Are they still fighting the enemy or are they? They had sent intelligence teams to the area several times, but no one had returned. They had lost touch with their trusted allies. That's just because the concentration of magicules is too high. There is no other reason, Calgurio assured them. Calgurio's comment was based on his judgment that further demoralization would be detrimental. However, it was difficult for him to dispel the disquieting atmosphere that filled the room. In that indescribable and eerie silence, every soldier of the Imperial Army felt a sense of foreboding. Calgurio was no exception. There were still 170,000 soldiers left on the ground. On the other hand, it could be said that there were only 170,000 left. Perhaps I've made a terrible mistake. The thought suddenly crossed Calgurio's mind. That towering gate, now it looked to be very eerie, which only seemed to fuel Calgurio's uneasiness. What would be the fate of those who challenged the Labyrinth through that gate? It wouldn't be long before Calgurio found out. Labyrinth, floors 41 to 48. The Imperial soldiers who entered the Labyrinth had their fates varied from heaven to earth, depending on the floor of the Labyrinth they were sent to. Those who were transferred from the 41st to the 48th floor were lucky. The monsters that appeared there were strong, but they were still only B rank or lower. They were no match for the reinforced soldiers, and the conquest of the Labyrinth was progressing rapidly. The soldiers of the Empire were very capable. In terms of adventurers' rankings, all of them were at least C+ rank with first-class skills. Because of this, they were able to cope with the monsters without panic as they appeared. They marched in an orderly line. The battle team was escorting them with vigilance, lagging slightly behind the lead. They set up a stronghold at each corner and controlled the passage. Acting as they had been trained to do, they filled the floor. In less than a day, both the stairs going up and the stairs going down had been discovered. In this mission, the first step was to use all of their strength to take down the Demon Lord. The treasure on the upper floors were to be taken by other units or after everything was finished. The staircase was taken over as a base of operations. Then, the invasion continued. Nearing the staircase, there was a room with a sealed door. The signboard on the door read resting place. It was just as they had expected, except that the door could not be opened. As I thought, the door does not open. It has been made inoperable. Of course, is there no way to destroy it? Yes, both firearms and magic are ineffective. I'm sure it's just as difficult to destroy as the passageways in the Labyrinth. The captain nodded in agreement with the soldiers' report. It was a natural result and not surprising. It might be possible to destroy the Labyrinth by bringing in a tank gun or by invoking large-scale magic, but that would not guarantee the safety of those inside. It was unimaginable how much damage would be caused if nuclear magic were to be invoked here. Therefore, the captain decided to challenge the Labyrinth in a straightforward manner as originally planned. In other words, it was a mass operation. And now, when he was told that the rest area was unavailable, he complied with the situation, though he was also annoyed about it. Report to our superiors. Tell them that the invasion is going well. Yes, sir. At first, he was upset when only 1,000 people were left. However, it would be a disgrace for him as an Imperial general to be discouraged by such a situation. The commander decided to continue with the invasion. It was the right decision. After a while, they were able to meet up with another unit. The floor was much larger than they had expected. But thanks to the cooperation between the spirit users and the surveyors, they were able to successfully conquer the floor. The magic crystals dropped from the defeated monsters were also of high quality, and the treasure chests they found yielded some wonderful treasures. Those who descended the stairs reported that they were close to conquering the 42nd floor. There were loud cheers at that time because the Imperial army had not been defeated. On the second day, the search of all the rooms on the 41st floor was completed. With the same momentum, they entered the 42nd floor and joined up with the troops there. They continued on to the 43rd floor at a breakneck pace and reached the 48th floor before the third day was up. This was an achievement beyond their expectations. However, things were different starting from the 49th floor. Labyrinth, floors 49 to 50. "Ah, there's something on my neck. I'm sinking. My legs are melting. Help me, I can't get my hand out." It was a scene from hell. The moment your guard was down, there were slimes. Everywhere all around them, there were slimes. Slimes, slimes, slimes. Halfway through their break, slimes began falling from the ceiling. The moment they turned a corner, they found that the platoon had been split up and annihilated. The walls were made of slime, and the floor was slime. Weapons and armor were destroyed, and the soldiers' strength was drained. What the hell, is there no way to break through yet? Yes, we can't detect them with magic because they have spread to the entire floor. Moreover, they seem to be highly resistant to physical attacks, so any half-hearted attacks won't work. Moreover, the speed at which the enemies multiply is extraordinary. They seem to have no sense of pain and do not seem to flinch from our attacks. It would not be so terrible if they were just normal slimes, but they grew to such a huge size, it would be difficult to burn them down. They had become a more troublesome opponent than expected. With the help of reinforcements every few hours, the damage was not so severe that they had to retreat. However, they were running out of time and were not able to achieve the desired results. In the end, it was not until the end of the third day that they had finished exploring all of the floors. They were able to meet up with the team from the upper floors and were finally able to get through with their mass maneuvering. At the 50th floor, they came across a mountain of wounded people. It was a dark, dank, cave-like passageway. From there, the sounds of battle echoed. "Damn those monsters, they're back," one of them shouted in a rage. Ahead of their eyes, a huge snake, an incarnation of darkness, was writhing about in the passageway. It was a tempest serpent. Neither magic nor bullets could penetrate its armor like scales. Even if you tried to cut them with a sword, the poison breath of the tempest serpent could reach up to 7 meters away. You would be hit by the mist of death before the sword could even reach. Damn it, this narrow passageway is made for them. We can get around them in the open, but there is no way to get around them in here. How's the magic cannon coming along? No good, we just used it. It'll take 2 hours to fill it up. The magic cannon was a new type of magic weapon. That was the most powerful of all handheld weapons. Unlike the spell gun, which used a magic stone as its energy source, the magic cannon collected magicules from the atmosphere. The hidden magic was an elemental magic, Air Buster, a high-powered magic that continuously exploded the air after compressing it. It did not emit flames and could be directional. Therefore, it was useful in enclosed spaces such as inside of buildings. It was an advanced magic, and only by being able to control it could one be certified as a rank magic user. The problem, however, was that it consumed too much energy. It took 3 hours to fill up even in a labyrinth with high concentration of magicules. Normally it was fast enough, but this time it was still too slow. Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding. What does this mean? Will those monsters come back to life before we can replenish it? The Tempest Serpent was clearly an anomaly. It had a ring around its neck, which made it stand out from the other monsters. The most important point was that it revived after 3 hours no matter how many times it was defeated. In other words, no matter how many times they conquered it, the battle would be resumed due to the passage of time. Most troublesome of all was the fact that there was no safe zone in this floor. And then, the sounds of battle began to echo in another corridor. That's right, the Tempest Serpent was not alone. There were 10 of them at least that had been confirmed. A swarm of A-ranked monsters with a highly dangerous floor was dominating the area, where they could make the most of their characteristics. This was the lair of the Black Serpents. Tempest Serpents, which were normally boss monsters of the 40th floor and used as reserves, had all been unleashed in this floor. In the end, the soldiers were able to join with the reinforcements from the upper floors and were able to increase their armaments. As a result, they secured enough magic cannons to outnumber the Tempest Serpents. It was not until midnight of the third day that they succeeded in conquering the floor. While maintaining this floor, watch out for the resurrection of the monsters. Evacuate the sick and wounded to the upper floors. Yes, thus, the Imperial Army reorganized their troops on the spot and set out for an even worse hell. Labyrinth, floors 51 to 60. On the 51st floor, a modern passageway was opened. It seemed that this floor had already been conquered, and soldiers could be seen at every corner. The visible signs of fierce battles suggested that this floor must have been a troublesome one as well. one of the commanders attempted to make contact with the local forces. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched my other videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.